Have you ever noticed how much poop is in Lego? It's been hidden under desks, scooped up by dog sitters, and just straight up sitting on the ground. But I'll talk more about it later, because there are 23 other weird Lego trends in this video, like that boxes don't always match what's inside of them. The UCS Republic gunship shipped with pictures of the wrong logo on the box. The Technic all-terrain vehicle box shows a red axle piece that isn't actually in the build, and the Ghostbusters Ecto 1 box showed an extra minifigure that doesn't come in the set. Lego does this a lot, and they always fix it later, but someone always approves the wrong version, so early buyers' boxes are completely inaccurate. And the leaflets inside CMF blind bags have the same problem. Catman from the Lego Batman movie has his boot and pants colors swapped between the leaflet and the actual minifigure. It's not that big of a deal since the minifig is the same, but it's still very weird. Separately, the TMNT Krang Lab escape box shows Michelangelo wearing legs from a different turtle during the photo shoot. So whether it's inside or out, Lego's artwork isn't always right. But the weirdest trend is with the poop piece. It first showed up with the dog sitter in CMF Series 19, who was literally scooping dog poop. And since Lego loves their jokes, they spammed it in different sets. It's been in 215 since then, and it's all over Lego City and even Lego Friends, since there are so many animals in that theme. But like the famous frog piece, poop gets repurposed a lot. It's been made in a few different colors and used as ice cream and whipped cream on hot chocolate. But of course, Lego also used it in the Office set to reference the poop under Michael's desk. The piece is very popular, so people track it like a hawk. And they also track classic space logos because they're everywhere. It's the symbol of vintage Lego and technically retired, but it keeps showing up on completely unrelated minifigures. Both the M-Tron logo and the Blacktron logo are in CMF Series 26, and there's a whole bunch of minifigures with regular space logos that aren't in the space theme. Even a Friends minifig has one. The most frustrating issue, though, isn't something hidden on purpose. It's extra pieces that were supposed to be used in your set. The Ferrari Daytona SP3 has this exact problem, and when a reviewer finished building it, 2 black panels were left over. Both of them were listed in the inventory, but neither were used anywhere in the instructions. He was able to figure out where they go, but the damage had been done. Even though he got the set early, Lego only sends out final versions, which meant that a $400 set had a critical error. There were others too, but this one is by far the worst, because usually missing pieces in the instructions doesn't mean anything. Lego has a problem keeping track of them, so sometimes certain steps will show the wrong thing. This happens a lot, and a great example is in the Ice Castle set. On page 46, Lego shows that you're gonna make this mini build. You finish it and it looks fine, but when you're actually supposed to place it a few pages later, 3 pieces are completely missing and reappear 2 pages later. Lego will also just have steps in the complete wrong order, like these 4 in the Cozy House set. Like I said, stuff like this is common, so it's just something you have to get used to as a Lego builder. However, the weirdest trend doesn't involve us. It's Lego's suing history. They've been filing the same lawsuit over the stud pattern since 1987, arguing trademark protection on the bumps themselves. They lost to Tyco in 1987, Mega Bloks in 2005, Best Lock in 2009, and the list keeps going to the modern day, which is especially weird because it can't be cheap filing all these lawsuits. You think they'd learn their lesson after losing so much, but regardless, another weird trend is Lego designers signing their sets with their initials. Over the years, people have started noticing this a lot, and they're super common on license plates. Jamie Berard signed the Aston Martin DB5 with JB way back in the day, and the Shockers van in a new Spider-Man set says ACJR10 for set designer Justin Ramsden and graphic designer Adam Corbally. It doesn't matter what the era is. If it's recent, you'll probably find initials on a LEGO license plate. However, designers don't always reference themselves. When Tiago Catarino quit LEGO in 2019, his former colleagues put a tombstone reading TC inside the Haunted House set for 2020. They also named one of the interior pipe organs the Organ of Catarino. Tiago found both of these while reviewing the set on his YouTube channel and had no idea they were gonna be there. His friends also honored his memory in the Titanic in 2021. Tiago apparently pitched this as an idea before leaving, so that same TC gravestone is buried inside the hull, and again was a very big surprise for him. But his colleague Chris McVie literally puts himself in his sets. He built the police station set, which has this whole plot line about a donut thief stealing from the cops. But the thing is, he's the thief. There's a picture of him in the instructions that matches the minifigure. He was literally telling us who the thief was the whole time. He also designed the Natural History Museum, which doesn't have a plot like the police station. So he humbly made himself the official window cleaner. Although he did include a grandma feeding cookies to the birds, which some people think is a reference to the other baked goods he was stealing in the police station. It'd be pretty funny if it's true, but other designers who moved from their home country to Billund leave a different kind of signature. Before Tiago left LEGO, he helped design the gingerbread house and put red and green hand towels in the bathroom to represent the Portuguese flag. This is a very subtle example because the designer of the Tales of the Space Age set built the Polish flag right into the build. It stands out way more than Tiago's or one of the many flags in the A-frame cabin set. But speaking of standing out, have you ever noticed the pink bricks in Star Wars sets? Designer Henrik Anderson apparently started a joke on the Star Wars team about whether pink bricks could be hidden in their LEGO sets. And to take it a step further, his wife Danielle, a quality engineer at LEGO, promised pink brick cake to the entire team every time they successfully hid one. So over the years, the team has hid lots of pink bricks in loads of different sets. So of course, the internet noticed it. Everybody thought it was awesome, so it became a tradition passed down between different designers. It's not in every set, but it still shows up, just like the Pirates theme. For some reason, this theme has been retired and brought back more than any other theme, and its timeline is crazy. The original retirement year was 1997. Then it came back and retired again in 2001. After this, it came back in 2009 and retired again in 2015. Then, for one last hurrah, LEGO made the Barracuda Bay set in 2020. It's not officially part of Pirates. LEGO was just doing it to keep the name alive. And they did the same thing with Bionicle. Its return started with a gift with purchase set that leaked on Instagram in 2022 before officially launching in 2023. Then in 2026, CMF Series 29 included a Bionicle cosplayer, a regular minifigure with a Tahu mask on his head, which also leaked on Instagram before LEGO announced it. Bionicle fans tracked down both of these drops for years after winning the 90th anniversary vote, and like their theme, not everything comes back. Like Big Figs, those oversized figures used for characters like Thanos, the Hulk, and Sandy from Monkey Kid, started in 1999 and quietly stopped being made around 2022. The replacement is mech armor, big suits built around a normal minifigure. LEGO did this for the Hulk in 2023 instead of just giving us a Big Fig. But another solution is giant hand pieces, like what the Thing has in the newest Marvel sets. And what Big Figs quietly lost, the modular buildings theme kept in a different way. Every new set hides a reference to an older one. The cafe corner box is inside the assembly square. Art from the Parisian restaurant shows up in the boutique hotel. There's a brick bank advertisement inside the police station. There are so many. LEGO wanted these sets to connect inside and out, and the result is an Easter egg hunt that's pretty much impossible to keep track of. But sets referencing each other is one thing. The Home Alone set takes it further. Under the Christmas tree in the living room is a miniature box of the Home Alone set itself. This one isn't even a weird trend, to be honest. I've never even seen another LEGO set have a mini version of itself inside of it. Although LEGO also changed Michael Jordan's Bulls 23 jersey to Bricks 23. So I guess I shouldn't even be surprised. And what's going on in Ninjago City shouldn't surprise me either, but it does. Since 2017, designers have been hiding stickers and micro builds referencing the most random themes ever. Galador, Fabuland, Rock Raiders, Spy Botics, Legends of Chima, and more. These are themes regular LEGO builders haven't even heard of, but these references do actually serve a purpose. They exist in Ninjago City the way closed businesses do. They're gone now, but their logo is still on the building. But this next trend is weirder than everything else. We know that LEGO likes lore, but sometimes they take it too far. In CMF Series 5, they released the Lumberjack minifigure, whose name is Kel, and 4 years later, they put him in Series 14 as a werewolf. He even has the same name tag to prove it. This was the second time they did this in CMF though. The first was the skater in Series 1. He ended up turning into a zombie, but he was in the I Love That minifigure book instead of a different CMF series. It's clearly very weird, and there's even a Tiger Woman minifigure, who was a normal human that got changed into a half tiger by an ancient artifact, according to the lore. CMF clearly has some weird trends, but the weirdest one is what the Hot Dog Man started. He was in Series 13 back in 2016, and was the first minifigure dressed up in a food onesie. He was super popular, and like wildfire, it started spreading. Corncob Guy showed up in Series 17 in 2017, then an identical costume appeared on Mayor Solomon Fleck in LEGO City with no explanation. He's just a mayor who wears a corn suit like it's normal. Over the years, LEGO's made more and more food onesie minifigures, to the point where LEGO City streets are absolutely full of them. And things being where they shouldn't extends into what sets are actually built from. We've seen LEGO repurpose different pieces, but they love doing it with guns. They reserve this for 18+ sets so kids don't get random gun pieces. But a surprising one is the Succulent set from Botanicals. It comes with gun handles, and LEGO used them to make the angles they needed to attach the leaves. They even tell us to spot the repurposed LEGO elements on the website, but sets for older kids shouldn't have too many stickers, and the big Ninjago sets always have way too many. This is how LEGO crams in all of those references to old themes, and Ninjago City has 60 stickers across 2 different sheets. When it released, this was the flagship set for this theme, so you'd think they would try to keep it low, but they don't and never have. They've done the same thing in every other flagship Ninjago set. City Gardens has 66, City Docks has 56, and City Markets has 72. They spam them for Easter eggs, and they've been doing something similar in Pixar sets recently, except with studs, not stickers. Pretty much every new Pixar set is loaded with references to characters using micro builds of their colors. We had seen this a few times in LEGO Star Wars, and when it was just a few, it was a tasteful reference. But the Luxo Jr. and Bookend sets in particular genuinely have too many to count. This picture alone has 7, and honestly, I'm probably missing a few. Now, LEGO making too many references is one thing, because sometimes they literally spoil movies with their sets. The Indiana Jones Crystal Skull set showed the alien skeleton twist on the box before the movie even came out. The Toy Story 3 trash compactor set revealed that the aliens rescue the main characters. This was one of the biggest plot points of the whole movie, and LEGO told us weeks before it came out. In every case, the same thing thing happens. Sets are designed way before the movie's release. LEGO wants their money ASAP and doesn't care about spoiling something people haven't seen yet. It's by far their worst trend and will be forever. But which of these trends surprised you the most? Be sure to let me know down in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe.